For our next step, we're going to use one of Microsoft's Power add-ins called Power Pivot to import a Microsoft Access database that has pledge dollar information in it into a pivot table, and then we're going to use that pivot table to visualize the data. So for most people, Power Pivot is not turned on in the basic installation of Excel. So before you continue, you're going to need to activate Power Pivot so it appears in the ribbon. So our first step is going to be to go backstage, click Options, select Add-ins, choose COM add-ins from the Manage options, and select Power Pivot. Click OK, and you'll now see there's a new tab in the ribbon called Power Pivot. Okay, so we're going to click Power Pivot in the ribbon, and we're going to click Manage. Sometimes it takes a little bit for Power Pivot to kick in, but once it opens, we'll have the ability to import that Access database into a pivot table. So it's coming. There we go. So once Power Pivot opens, you have the ability to get external data and add that to a data model. So we're going to click Get External Data and choose From Database. Once From Database pops up, notice you have several different options here. We're going to choose From Access. We're going to click Browse, and we're going to need to point Power Pivot to the Pledge Dollars database that we've been working on. So we're going to click Pledge Dollars, click Open, and click Next. Then it's going to start thinking again, hopefully faster than before. So yes, we want to select from a list of tables to import, and in that original database, there's just one table. We're going to click Next, and it's going to give us a preview, and there's the transactions table that we want to import. We click Finish, and it starts the import process. It says there's 42 rows that have been transferred. We're going to click Close, and you'll see your data pop in the background here. Just a moment. There we go. So now that we've got our data loaded in this Manage screen here, as we're starting to build a data model, we have the ability to go in and then click and add a pivot table. So when we do this, it's going to ask, would you like to place the pivot table in the existing worksheet or in a new worksheet? We're going to add this to a new worksheet, and we're going to name that worksheet Pledge Dollars. At this point, it's time for us to build the pivot table. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add the date field to the filters. We're going to add the operator ID to the rows, and we're going to add the pledge amount to the values. And there you have it. So we want to make sure that everything is labeled correctly. So we're going to call where it says row label, we'll call that operator ID. And where it says sum of pledge dollars, we can actually leave that the way it stands. So at this point, we have ourselves a fully functioning pivot table created through Power Pivot, and we're ready to move on to our next step.